Welcome to Sew Very Easy. My name is Laura. And the other day my girlfriend called me and asked me if I had made any foot mops or turtle mops. I guess this is a new thing where you make these turtles or these shapes of little animals and they have toweling on them and you're able to just do little spots on the floor with your foot. Now I think this is a great idea, but I do not want to take all the time and make those animal shapes. So I'm going to make the fabric do all the work for me. So what those little foot mops are like, it's like a little face cloth that you leave on the floor and you put your foot and you wipe and then you just kick it in the corner until you need it again for those little spots. And the popular shape is a turtle. Now of course they're not designed there to be left for a long time, just enough to do some little spots. But I'm going to make some fabric work for me, and I happen to have just a little bit left of this fabric with these roses. So I think this shape would be big enough for me to put my foot on, give a wipe, and just kick it in the corner. Now you could do animal shapes. If you're going to do it in a kitchen, you could do food. You could have a lot of fun with big print fabrics. So in my case, I'm going to have this big print fabric and some old toweling. I think I want a dark color, and that way I don't have to worry about looking at those spots. So I'm going to take my good fabric and my toweling and just sandwich those together. I do want to make sure I smooth out any of those wrinkles. You could press it if you'd like. Now the idea is I need to do some type of a zigzag around each of these shapes. So I'm going to put some pins and I'm going to draw the shape that I want. And in this case, I want to maximize my fabric, so I'm going to go all the way around. And I'm even going to do these little small pieces. And I'm not going to be overly concerned on the shape. I just want some very basic lines. So I'm trying to go between the patterns, and you can see how I'm going to have all of these odd shapes. And I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Now what I want to do is go to the machine and stitch just a straight stitch on the one side of the line and on the other side of the line, because I'm going to be using those lines as cutting lines. And I also will be stitching down that edge. I want both edges of that pattern stitched down. So I just have two lines of stitching, and you can see that better on that back. I want to cut in between those lines. So you can cut on either side, whatever side you can see better. So I now have all of these weird shapes cut out. That stitching around was just to hold them together so that I can work on them. So if you want, you can just cut individual pieces and then pin them together. Either or will work fine. From here, all I have to do is do a zigzag all the way around that edge. If you have a serger, you can definitely use that. And don't worry if you cut through some of that stitching, that satin stitch or that zigzag stitch is going to take care of it. So I now have all of these weird shapes that are just stitched together. Now, of course, you can even make it easier and just do circles or just cut your fabric in squares. I just thought doing the flowers would be fun, and that way I could get a pot and leave a pot on the floor. I'm going to have to find a bigger one, and hopefully I can find one of the ones that have that one flat edge that normally are for hanging on the wall. So now, as I go with my foot and clean up that little spill, I could just throw it into the flower pot. So it kind of looks like I've just have spilt roses on the floor. These foot cleaning cloths are great for around pet bowls, in bathrooms, around the kitchen sink, anywhere you're going to get those little drops. You can use them for a couple of days and then throw them in the wash. Think of all the fun fabrics that you can do around your pet bowls, in the kitchen, in the bathroom, even in the front hallway when you come in with some wet shoes. You could even find some shoe fabric or make them into flip-flops. So these foot mops can be great for leftover fabric, old towels, and just to have some fun. I think they'd be fun in the kitchen if you made some fabric look like pizza and then cut those pizza wedges out. They'd be fun in the corner. In my case, since I have roses, I'm going to keep them in my flower pot. They're quick, they're easy, and they do have a fun purpose. Whoever thought of these definitely deserves a gold star. Thank you for joining me today on Sew Very Easy. Feel free to subscribe on my Facebook, Instagram, and I do have a newsletter. It's all free under Sew Very Easy. And be sure to make every day a Sewtacular day. Bye for now.